Go to other news now. Farming without soil. Well, this evening we hear how a former national athlete turned farmer is revolutionizing the agriculture sector in the island amidst the effects of climate change. Kalisha Williams has that story as we continue our coverage of the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP27.
Crops, check. Sunlight, check. Water, check. But where's the soil? This is a farming technique called hydroponics.
Hydroponics is basically the growing of crop without the use of soil. So the reason why I chose this method is because the amount of advantage it gives me in comparison to traditional farming.
And according to CEO of Chambers Hydro Farm, Ricardo Chambers, the advantages are endless. The crops are planted in pipes using nutrients and water, and a pumping system which takes the water through tubes, ensuring the water is recycled.
I get to use less water, I get to be off the ground, so I'm not facing with the soil-borne diseases, easy to labor because I'm not bending my back. When the rain falls, the crop is not dirty because it's not in the ground, on the ground. And a wide amount of advantage. We get to grow a lot of plants in a little bit of space, and we actually can do it just a space, not necessarily a land of bush. We can do it in our scheme, we can do it in our neighborhood, we can do it on my rooftop.
Conditions which Mr. Chambers believes are conducive for agriculture as the sector continues to suffer from long dry spells and devastating floods due to the changing climate.
Because you actually don't have to be in the ground, you don't have to deal with the soil, you can easily move.
But is this farm easy to set up or manage on a daily basis? We were told a farm this size would cost about $5 million to set up, but it pays off in the long run. Which is why Chambers, who is also a former Olympic athlete, decided to leave the track for the farm.
Farming is very, 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 very lucrative. And my whole entire mission is to develop Jamaica and revolutionize agriculture. And I think that hydroponics farming is the best way to do it.
A study done by Princeton University in 2020 showed that hydroponics farming has the potential to limit the effects of climate change, hazardous infectious diseases, and the depletion of natural resources. It stressed that hydroponics farming allows farmers to use up to 90% less water than water used in traditional farming. Sustainable agriculture has been a focal point at the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP27 in Egypt. Experts broke down how some farmers in Africa, for instance, have been practicing sustainable agriculture when given the right training, access to technology, and finance.
Smallholder farmers organized into clusters, given the best technologies of heat-tolerant wheat varieties, giving credit for inputs, good irrigation, have raised yields. And now I'm talking of yields in lowland irrigated areas from 1.5 tons to 6 tons a hectare.
Here in Jamaica, Chambers is hoping that traditional farmers will consider hydroponics. Kalisha Williams, TVJ News.
Coming up later in this newscast, more members of the Haitian cabinet sacked.